love you so dearly, I love you so clearly. I'll wake you up in the morning so early just to tell you I got the wandering blues. I got the wandering blues, and I'm gonna quit these rambling ways one of these days soon. And I say the little less about.
No, Christine, just pay attention. Kind of going way faster than I can walk.
My name's Mary. I'm 51, and Christine's my daughter. Do you know how old this sleeping bag is?
Yeah.
I took this to Girl Guide Camp.
Whoa. My name's Christine McDonald. I'm 22 years old. I was born on February 3rd, 1980. So I'm an Aquarius.
I'm packing this bag for a trip that Christine and I are going to take in Algonquin Park next weekend.
Yeah. What I love most about my mom is her charisma. She's definitely a spirited individual. Many folks hanging around. I'd say that I'm more introverted and she's extroverted.
She's quite a bit more outgoing than I ever was, and so I think I'm vicariously enjoying that as well.
Let's determine who's carrying which bag then.
Okay.
Christine has a fairly short fuse, and if she's hungry or too hot, too cold, too much of anything, she can bite your head off.
When she gets tired, she really just, she's to the point. She just like kind of expresses her emotions in, you know, a flurry of, she just lets it all out, whereas I'm a little bit more reserved.
She can be a little bit interruptive in conversations. Sometimes she just butts in and wants her thoughts understood.
This is at the cottage. Me, O'Hara, and my blankie.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I have this attachment to my blankie, and I still sleep with it at night. It's just.
Well, did you not bring it home this weekend?
No.
Why not?
I'm getting better. I'm weaning myself off it.
Oh,
I'm
why?
22 years old.
I've had it since the day I was born. Just like the day I was born, I had my mom.
Christine was a very, very dependent little girl. She didn't like to be disciplined.
We always had a very close bond.
It's me and my
You know,
mom.
mother and daughter. She was a very nurturing mother, very
Here
generous.
You are, so happy at a birthday party. That was in your green phase when we had to have the whole party green.
As a result of my dad's death, my mom and I were just there for each other. She always has supported me through everything. So it came to a critical time where we just had to support each other. Yeah, I love that one.
My husband died 3 years ago. 3 years is a time of healing, so we have healed, but there's still wounds that are there, and this will just be a nice time for us to share. My husband loved canoeing. We bought a canoe not long before he died, and we never did any big trips like this. That would be a big challenge, but this will be a nice way to remember him and think about him.
We're going to the cottage at the end of the trip and to say goodbye to it. It was the last place that I saw Norm. I've listed it for sale.
I loved going up there, and I wish it could be something that we could pass down in our family.
Well, I'm really excited to go on the canoe trip with my mom. We haven't really had that opportunity to take a little journey together in the wilderness where it's going to be definitely a challenge physically, and I'm not sure what emotions will arise.
We are ready.
So it's going to take 4 hours to get there?
My passion is gardening, not hiking and canoeing and portaging, but to be able to share that time together, that would be great. Maybe I'll learn something new from it.
Do you want to give a push off, Mom?
I'm trying. It's pretty heavily loaded.
Mom, I set the pace and then you follow it.
Yeah, don't bend your bottom elbow.
I think I've always bent it.
I know you always have. It's a bad habit.
My mom had been on a canoe trip back in the day. She was an avid brownie, but it had been a long time.
She hasn't paddled for a while, and I don't think she ever had quite the same level of experience. I did years of Girl Guide camp, and she had one session at high school. A big C on your side, Christine. That's a girl. Big, big, big C.
It's okay. Don't freak out.
Draw, 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 draw. So I was trying to direct Christine to maneuver her paddle the way I thought she should. Okay, draw hard. Harder. Straight in, straight in. Good thing this river's going slowly, because if we were in rapids, we would be tipped over, I think.
Really? What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to get us off the rock.
Okay, by going straight or back?
I don't know.
We had to go over some rapids. There was lots of rocks and it was really tricky. But instead of going around and portaging, we just went right through it.
1, 2, 3, wheel.
Oh, it's close.
I think that Christine and I are learning to develop an adult relationship, not so much the parent-child relationship anymore.
We are going through this transition and establishing new rules.
That was a lot easier than portaging.
It was a lot more fun.
I didn't know how we were going to do it. The food was so heavy, and we had our packs and we had our tent.
Let's set it on this rock.
She's a real strong girl, and if I run into problems, I'm sure she'll help me out.
How do you feel?
I'm all right.
Yeah? I wish that we didn't have to sell the cottage.
No, I would never use it. It's not on the water. I don't want to go there by myself because there's nothing to do. It's just like sitting in another house.
Well, you got the fireplace.
Yeah.
And that really nice view. You can go golfing.
No.
She gave me the impression that she just couldn't see herself enjoying herself up there alone. And she said it would just be like sitting in another house. I think that's sort of superficial because there's a lot more to it than that.
Yeah, fine.
See, with the canoe to the side, you can see exactly where you're going. Good night, Dolly. Good night, love. Sleep tight. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed look like baby.
So did you hear any wild animals last night?
I heard a loon real early this morning.
You did?
It's beautiful.
You know what I was thinking about this morning?
What?
How Dad used to wake up and he'd say, "Good morning, world, this is Bobo." And then he'd just like hoot and holler.
October is always a traumatic month for me. My husband died 3 years ago on the 17th of October, so this Thanksgiving is always sort of right before the anniversary of his death.
10 minutes.
You know, you have to adjust to this harsh fact that the father that brought you into this world and loved you for 19 years of your life is now no longer there. You're never going to see him again.
He's not there to share things that I'm doing. I'm not sure how we would have gotten along on a canoe trip like that. It would have been a challenge for, he wasn't a very good canoeer either.
Are you bowing or steering?
Okay. Steering? I think I'll give your shoulder a break. And I'll do the back.
Day 2 was very windy, and I chose to go stern. That means that I'm at the back steering the canoe. I really wanted to show that I could do the stern just as well as she could.
Chrissy, we've got to go that way. It's like a sailboat.
Well, why are you paddling on that side?
Well, I'm trying to steer the bow to the front.
the way we had loaded the canoe and my extra weight in the front of the canoe, the wind just kept whipping the front of that canoe around. Christine, not being very experienced in her sterning, she just could not keep that canoe righted, and we just kept going all over creation.
She was just killing herself laughing. And it's probably because she knew that she could have done a better job.
Yes, we can. Okay, Christine.
Let's switch this bullshit.
I am not switching in the middle of the water.
Okay.
She likes physical challenges, and she likes to meet them and not be defeated by them. She was pretty upset that she could not manage the canoe the way she wanted to. Christine hasn't had a lot of experience sterning. Have you, Christine?
I guess not enough. Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Are you listening to me, Christine? I'm glad we brought the packs first.
Yeah. Makes us that much more aware of what we have coming.
Okay. We need to take a break with the canoe. Would we just stop walking? Or easily?
Maybe I'll just try and take it.
No, absolutely not.
Let me try and lift it up.
Well, you can't carry it up that hill yourself.
Well, maybe I can.
No, you can't. I'm not gonna let you.
Because my mom is very nurturing, it makes her feel good when she can do things for me. So it's really a little bit difficult to veer away from that, because if I would really want to be independent like I do like to be, it feels like it's sort of taking away from her role that she feels so proud of.
My life has always been my children. I loved caring for them. I loved doing things for them, and probably in hindsight, I should have expected more from them and participated less myself and perhaps fostered a bit more independence, but that's who I am and what I like to do.
1, 2, 3. Whoa!
Shit, okay? Okay, this is my idea. We'll flip it upside down. You'll stand at the back and hold it up like this, and then I'll just walk under it, set it on, and go.
We were supposed to be doing this together, but my physical skills just didn't match up.
I think it's better if I just do it on my own.
Okay.
I think that she was trying to help me, and it was more of a hindrance, because when you're balancing the weight of a canoe, the slightest bit of pressure, it seems like it adds a lot more weight. So, I mean, it was difficult.
Help you at your back or anything?
No.
Great. See that I can do it? I see you can do it. No, I'm gonna have to try. No, I'm not gonna do this.
Because the canoeing just went so poorly. That may have been an attempt to show her that my capabilities were somewhat on par with hers.
If you ever gave Christine a challenge and told her she couldn't do something, she'd just try way harder. She's always been like that.
We are going through this transition, sort of establishing new roles. So me as a woman and less of a daughter, her as a woman and less of a mother.
Rest on your leg right away.
I'm realizing that I can't always be there to protect her anymore, and that she's actually quite capable of standing on her own 2 feet. Do you think you'll raise your children differently than I've raised you? Do you think you would encourage them to be more independent?
I think you've been a little too nurturing. You're always someone that I can fall back on, and I think that's an important thing.
Mm-hmm.
But you're always like lending that extra hand that I sometimes don't need.
It's what I like to do. My life is being with you and doing things with you and sharing the things that you like to do. That's where I get my satisfaction from.
I think that in her ideal world, I would still be 2 years old.
I do find it a little difficult to acquire my own independence when she feels that she wants to have her motherly role.
There's always growing pains as a mom learns to accept their child is capable of making their own decisions and managing on their own.
So long as she feels that her life is me and enjoying the things that I do, then it's going to be sort of a block.
Good night, Dolly. Good night, Mom. Love you. Love you too.
Those rain clouds are just gonna get right the hell out of here.
We were really tired. The rain had really disturbed our sleep, and we were up late talking.
What makes you think this is better?
You don't think it's better, tight?
It's like bumping up into my chin.
You want me to loosen it?
No, I just want to get there.
Do you want some wine with that cheese?
Pardon?
Okay, I said, do you want some wine with that cheese? I mean, you want some cheese with that wine. I think as the days progressed, I started thinking more and more of the fact that we were going to be revisiting the chalet. It's so beautiful out there. And the fact that the memories, we have there are just so meaningful that in order to just sell it, it's the last thing that we had as a family. We've sold our house, we've completely moved on and changed a lot of things in our life. And so I was hoping that would be more meaningful to her and she'd want to just hang on to that.
So we're heading to the cottage tomorrow.
Right.
I've kind of have mixed emotions about that. But if you think about it, today is the last time that I ever saw Dad, 3 years ago today.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know, I'm kind of sad. It'll probably be the last time that we'll get to go to the cottage.
Well, we never used it as a cottage. I mean, it was an investment property, and
I got to go up there a couple times.
well, I
and
guess
I fully used it as a cottage.
maybe you did. I never did. I think I spent 2 nights there. So, like after Dad died.
Really?
I've got it listed for sale. You know that, right?
Yeah. Well, it's your investment.
Yeah.
I guess you have to sell the cottage, eh? There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
I don't have to.
I mean, it's
my
something that you've
choice.
just always planned to do, and you're going through the process of it. It's just so awesome. It's the last place that our whole family was together.
Yeah, I know, hon, but it's not the place that makes it, hon. It's the memory that makes you feel like that.
I know, but you don't really have anything anymore. That's just the last thing, Just I don't know, I can't really come to terms with that yet, so whatever. I mean, it's just one of those things.
I don't know if I made it a little bit more difficult for my mom by showing her that it really upset me, but at the same time, it felt like she was just detaching her real memories with it and talking about it as if it was just a piece of property.
I was surprised at the depth of her emotion about my decision to sell this cottage. But I had already made my decision, and I wasn't going to change it because of her emotions.
make enough profit off this cottage, Mom, and then you can buy a new one.
Well,
Oh, look at that door, Mom. So pretty. Who could not want this place?
well, it's not that I don't want it, Christine. I feel like it's okay to make this decision. That's my sense.
Knowing that, I can't come up here again, and knowing that we can't have our family time
Right.
that we should have had up here is a little bit, disappointing, but
Yeah.
it's the way it goes. So I just got to go with it.
Yeah, you do. And I
know.
appreciate you being supportive like that.
Say goodbye, hon.
Hi, cottage. Chalet.
Alrighty, let's go.
Right on. That's good.
Hey.
We did it.
We did a 4-day canoe trip. That was absolutely amazing.
Thank you, honey bun.
Thank you.